a good idea to learn multiple languages at the same time? And if so, how can you do it? Let's talk about it in today's video. But before we start, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you will never miss my videos about language learning and self-development. With that being said, let's go! Learning a foreign language is a process that takes a lot of time, dedication and energy. And many people struggle with learning one foreign language. And the question is, should you go for more? Is learning multiple languages a genius idea to speed the process of learning up and develop your brain? Or it's maybe just a horrible idea that will cause you to end up with nothing? So my general answer is, it all depends. And let me explain that. So firstly, I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't learn multiple languages at the same time. And it is based on my scientific research and also on my experience. Then I will tell you in what cases it may be reasonable to do it. And then I will share with you some practical tips on how to successfully study multiple languages at the same time. And I will tell you how I do it with English and German. So for those who don't know, I can speak three languages: Polish, English and German, and I am passionate about language learning, and that's why I create those videos. Why is it a bad idea to learn multiple languages at the same time? Long story short, if your goal is to become fluent in those languages as fast as possible, it doesn't make sense to learn multiple languages at the same time. And let me give you a reason for it. Learning two languages at the same time from a very low level, let's say A1 or A2, doesn't work well. And if you don't speak any foreign language and you would like to speak many foreign languages, that's great. But I wouldn't learn them at the same time. The thing is that if you are a beginner and you would like to learn your first or second foreign language, I think that this is already quite a challenge. So I would say don't make it harder on yourself. I think that the best way to do it is to learn them one by one. Learning one language at a time has its advantages. First of all, your focus is clear. Learning one language allows you to give your full attention to that language, and that leads to faster and deeper understanding of it. Another thing is that you avoid the potential confusion of learning two languages simultaneously. And third of all, you are more likely to make progress in one language faster because you don't have to divide your time and effort. If you want to speak multiple languages, build the strong basics of one foreign language. Immerse yourself in it and learn to speak it, and then go for something else. So I think that you should at least achieve B1 level before learning your next foreign language. Learning multiple languages at the same time is like multitasking, but with languages. So you're not gonna learn it faster because you constantly have to switch from one language to another. And the full immersion in two languages that are new to you is almost impossible, or it will take you way longer, and it's not even worth it. Two different languages are like two different systems, two different ways of thinking, and they have different grammar and vocabulary, and your brain needs time to get used to it. So if you constantly switch from one system that you don't really understand to another, I think that it's gonna be harder for your brain to figure them out. So if your goal is to become fluent as fast as possible, don't multitask with languages. Actually, I have an experience with it, because when I started learning German, I also wanted to learn Spanish, and I've joined some Spanish course, because at the university where I studied, it was actually for free. So I thought that it was a good idea. So I must admit that it was an interesting experience, because I noticed that my brain started working much better. And the thing is that your brain literally gets bigger because of learning new languages, and also new connections in your brain are built because of that. So I think that your brain will catch up, adapt and develop. But what happened was that I didn't fully immerse myself in any of the languages. And it took me way longer to learn German better. So I disturbed myself a bit, and finally I decided to give up on my Spanish and focus just on improving my German. And I think that it was the right decision, because learning German at that time was my main goal. So just don't make the same mistake. Decide which language is more important for you to learn and focus on this one. In what cases it might be reasonable to learn multiple languages at the same time. However, learning multiple languages at the same time can be also a good idea, and it all depends on what you want and what your goals are. For example, if you learn languages for fun, and you are interested in many different cultures, and your goal is not necessarily to become fluent in those languages fastly, I think that this is the good way to spend your time and also learn something new. Another scenario when it can work well is when you have strong basics of the languages that you study and they are on a different levels. So learning multiple languages at the same time can work well when you already speak a couple of languages fluently and you just want to maintain your level or just improve them a bit by studying them at the same time. And this is actually what many polyglots do, and I think that in this case this is reasonable to do it. Practical tips to study multiple languages at the same time. Currently, I'm still improving my English and German. I'm fluent in those languages, and for me it's just a matter of learning some more advanced vocabulary and also maintaining my current level. That's why I would like to give you some practical tips on how to learn 2 foreign languages or more at the same time. So, first of all, I would make sure that those 2 languages are different. And what I mean is that they should probably come from different family branches. Because when you decide to learn Spanish and Portuguese at the same time, even though you are, let's say, on B1 level, there is a high chance that you will mix them up. You may confuse many words because those languages are so similar that it's gonna be hard for your brain to distinguish them. Another thing that you should remember about is to actually measure your time and energy if you study multiple languages at the same time. So identify when you are the most productive during your day. For some people it's in the morning, for some in the evening, and for others at night. So during your most productive time, I would focus on the language that you know the least, because then you can improve it the most. And I would study different languages at different times of the day. So how it works for me is that I learn German in the morning, and then in the evening I listen to audiobooks in English, and also I plan my YouTube videos in English. I hope it was helpful. If you want to know what is the most efficient way to start learning a foreign language, whether it's input-based learning or output-based learning, click on the video that is visible on the screen. So see you there, and thank you for watching.